Hello, hello, and hello. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today is going to be a very interesting one because I am going to be doing fan art of, let's get this character, of Bog. And Bog is a character from a good friend of mine who is writing a book called One More Turn. Now, One More Turn is about to be published sometime soon-ish, and I just wanted to do a little bit more advertisement on my on behalf of my friend D.H. Dunn. Just because I'm really excited for this entire thing, because the One More Turn book is based off of turn-based RPGs, and so for me, I'm very interested in seeing how he gets this across. So, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is, and I'm not going to do a mirror for everything, it's just that the first layer I'm going to be doing will be, I don't want that way. I forgot I have to do this with a mouse, so there we go. So it's more to get the general shape of the face. There we go. And so that way I can get the facial features pretty symmetrical without too much of an issue, but also I can do the coloring outside of a mirror layer. I can just delete that. So yeah, so from what I can tell, and I'm actually going to put this layer down there. Perfect. So I think her face goes more like new on that one, because I don't want to so it's more like a the shape. Sorry. So when dealing with this layer, it might be best just to go for because she does have a round face. Just not that round. So we have that. I'm trying to figure out what that sound is. I can't remember off the top of my head. Hopefully that's not too distracting for you guys. So we have I want this to be relatively close to and of course she has these giant shoulder pads, but that isn't too difficult to make. There we go. So the only issue is that this particular picture is too on an angle, so it's not as easy. So There we go. And we have that. Okay. Now, to save myself, this is more of like a rendition of the character in my style rather than just like 100% accurate to what Dunn has, so there's that. Erase some of these. And that's more for me rather than, because I'm not deleting all of it, like half this shit anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Go back to this. And more zoom up. Wait. Okay. So we gotta get that done. Delete that real quick. And let's yeah, that's pretty accurate. I'm giving her like more of a soft appearance, but I feel like that'd be a bit more realistic. It would go that way, so double checking my reference. No. Control D. Lasso. And here we go. I just want it a little higher up because I think I did it too low. Or at least the nose is too bit low. Perfect. Because she's like half orc. So, no, she's full orc. She's half orc in Baldur's Gate because they don't have full orcs in that game. Let's get Snap Eraser. Let's see here. Give her some basic brows. I'm not like looking for accurate for like right now because I'm just trying to get the basic shape of this so that when I go back and I create the official lines, then I will have an idea. Alright, there we go. I don't know if that's necessarily just hair, but I'm going to be mostly lazy and just assume that's all hair. So, and she has one scar, but that's fine because I can add that. And I'm gonna have it continue, but just slightly after. There we go. And I'm giving her more like this friendly look. Mostly because I just think that would be like cute in general. Like let's see her without being like, hey, I'm gonna kill you. Just this friendly orc. Just this friendly orc. So, duplicate layer, outline, stabilization 100% because I am not dealing with that. Okay, good. Get that to being like minus. I don't plan on keeping the heavy outline. It's just the outline does help make it easier in determining like because like a lot of the things I can't necessarily see, and so like some of these are just guesses on my part. Some of these are just artistic liberties. Which, like, when you're doing art in general, it's easy to take some artistic liberties. Want that line a bit thinner. There we go. So, I got that done. And I'm gonna have to delete that real quick. At least this. No, I need like 15 because, frankly, erasing at like the previous episode that I was at, eraser? I'm not good with terminology today. For some strange reason. I think that's a really good outline. I mean, I'm biased because I made it, but... So, obviously, but... So, we got that. Okay, let's... Nice! I'm gonna do the collar first, just because it will make it a bit easier to get the shoulder pads right, because I'd have something that could be like a good point, so that way kind of like these are continuing outside. That. Let me see here. Yeah, she does have a shirt. There we go. Perfect. delete ruler, because I don't need the wait. Yeah, I'm just going to keep the ruler for now. But and there we have the outline. Skin tone, face. You know what? I'm gonna delete that. Outline. Skin tone, face. And that's more just so that I can get a so I'm gonna go with like that as more like a base. There we go. Okay, that's 39. Make it 40 because I'm obsessive. Scar. I'm gonna enter. 40. Go back to pen. Or rather underdo it, that way I can go back. Yeah, it's a bit easier. Because I want this to be relatively close. But I also don't want it, like, wobbly. I know that Dunn gave Bog silver, like these silvery gray eyes in Baldur's Gate 3, so I'm gonna stick with that. Whoa, no. I wanted this. Okay. I can fix that though, because, and I was expecting it. Because I do like this particular, if I'd done this, it would have been able to be filled in without this line, but at the same time, the outside of it would have looked not that good. Skin tone neck. And that just means like neck and ears, because it's easier to get the neck and ears in the same layer, just so I don't have as many layers that I need to do. And for the most part, this stream's going to be mostly me doing the like the skin and the hair rather than like the clothes as well, just because I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to do all of that, and I'd rather just focus on the parts that I really, really enjoy doing. Alright, there we go. We're gonna go with hair. Again, delete that, but I just remembered. Go with some eyes. Just so like we're not staring into the void that is Nightmare Fuel. Duplicate layer. Eyes. This and I wanted to have like a slight bluish tint. Just because I feel like if, the only thing that will be, mirrored 100% is going to be the eyes, just because I want them, or at least most of it. Okay. I'm going to choose this blue. I'm not as fussy about the hair being even, because I am going to be blurring out the hair anyway at the parts of it, just so that it looks like there's the part there. So more to soften it up. Perfect. New. New color palette. And this is just so that I can have, like, be able to access my colors without having to resample this all the time. So the basic. I'm going for this as part of the shade colors. Perfect. Let's see. Hopefully this is like, it's not vastly different. Okay, there we go. That would be a much different contrast. And whoops. There we go. Let's go with this color. Dark blue. Even darker blue. Alrighty then. So the lighting that I want to go for is more of a I'm gonna undo that real quick. So it's more coming from here. That actually is a good lighting source, so I'm just going to do that. So I have a quick reminder. And I want a slightly darker color. Just for like the... Perfect. I'm going to go this one. And first we're going to get some basic, I'm going to go with very soft. And the idea is to get some of the colors just put out there so I know like this area is going to be, I got that mixed up. But anyway, this is going to be the dark side, this is going to be the light side. I accidentally did that, so I can... switch that real quick, because I am dyslexic as hell. Oh, I didn't want that color palette. And when I'm done with that, I can just, like hide it. So there's that. So we have this. Yeah, but I want this layer. And right now I'm just getting the basic shadows down. Coming back to not really blend everything, but just to get the edges to be slightly softer, because frankly it works better. Let's see here. Let's get this picture. Oh, wait. Ah, here we go. Give me a better idea of what I'm working with. And we're really just starting with this, so it's not going to look the best. Let's go with kneaded eraser. I like kneaded just because it removes things without it's easier to show. Like, unlike a standard eraser, which is really harsh. So, like, that's pretty harsh of the ends are... I can just take up a little at a time, or I can take up a lot, but... either way, I can blend that a bit more. That out a little. Keep forgetting which side. Yep. And this side's gonna be mostly in shadow, just because. And that's the way the light source is going. Let's get this. Get that blended out as well. And this part's mostly gonna be in more shadow. Because, well, yeah, it's like the shadow part of the face, so it's going to be darker. Versus this part where it's going to have very little. Still want to blend so that it makes sense. Let's go with 5. a smaller brush. Well, smaller blender. Let's see here. Remove the outline. Bring the outline back. I'm going to do a 4 this time. And not too heavily. I want to make sure that I have the ability to see what I'm doing. So this side of the face is more heavily in shadow. Okay, let's go with a 3. Outline. Outline. Just want this blended out a little. Of course, I can always add. Especially to that area. So far, so good. Going with this color. Let's see here. Okay. So I was actually really close to where I wanted to be, so there is that. That would have a very small shadow, whereas that needs to blend in. I'll add highlights later. I'm just focusing on getting some of the darker colors down first. Go with 2. man, my dyslexia today. Oh well, I can always... Okay. Good. Oh no, not texture blender. I wanted this. I don't need to undo all of it, just part of it. And dismiss. Because if the light's coming from this direction, then the shadow for the philtrum, which is this part, would be going, this way. And I forgot. I'm probably gonna lighten it anyway, but more through blending than anything. Also, I want to get more straight because I'm obsessive that way. For let's get this. Much better. Outline. I probably should have done teeth. I can do that later, so... Right now, at least... So, I'm gonna... get this eye done first. So... I'm probably going to add more colors later. As in just like some ways to make it slightly more realistic. Okay. Let's go with 1. I'm gonna go with black this time, just so that I can get a deeper base. Because I want to get like this to be more of a dark shadow, and because I'm going to be blending it, it's not going to be like a dark black when I'm finished. New layer for I was probably just using gouache for that. Oh well. The problem with using gouache on, or at least here, and I'm gonna do like the scar separately from like get a nice highlight. Is that if you do it on paint that already exists, it kind of screws everything up. So, because it's like, oh, we're gonna blend everything preemptively. Perfect. I want to blend that a bit more. Oh, no. This is what I want. I'm going to go with 20. Going with a little bit of white. Just because it does help make things pop more. And there are a few places where I want it to really stand out even after I blend it all out. Go with a 6. Let's see. I'm gonna go with this one just so I can blend this out a bit more. Because it is a bit too dark for what I want. At least on that side. Nice. Oh, I need the dark colors back though. There we go. Outline again. This time though, I'm going to be trying to be very careful with this color, because especially because I'm going to be blending it out. And this side shouldn't be too, like, dark, that much darker. Because it is, like, yeah, it makes sense for this part to be dark, but not this area. Go to this color. Go down. Give a quick blend. Not as dark, but I want it to be somewhat even. Highlights. Let's go with here. Oh, before I do that though, because I like a bit more cohesion. So even if it's not going to be that much darker, so all right. So back to highlights. This can be like more predominant just because it is on the highlighted side, so I can get away with a bit more. Oh yeah, and we're just switching that to white. White. highlights. All right. Rotate the canvas a little. Blend that out. And rotate it back. To the Messed by Melodies, heading back that way. Let's go with Snap Eraser. Pretty sure that is the layer. No, it is not. Ah, there we go. Going for that color. Outline. I do like using the gouache just for the texture when it comes to lips. So like it's a lot easier to blend out and get something that looks more natural. It's just also really hard. The downside is it's much more difficult to get to being a solid color, but it is 100% worth it. Because then you don't need as much of a blender. Like, I still blend, but for the most part. Outline. I still need the outline. So when I go for the watercolor, start off with the darkest area first. Little splash of color to start off. And blend that in. For going to add more color later. So, here we go. Having these shadows more of a two. Okay. Okay, we got that. Go with that color. Let's see if I can't just give a quick wash that will give it more of nah, one's enough. Let's go with soft light and see if okay. Thick pink wash 6. Not as much on that side. Okay. Go with like a very like a little bit of white. Mostly in the center, so when I do blend it out, it looks a lot better. And I want to blend down, not except for here. This I want to blend out, but there I wanted to blend more. Hopefully this doesn't look like... Okay, not the worst thing. I'm probably going to do her brows like on a very similar to like that, just so that I don't have to deal with the annoyance of having to mirror it perfectly, because there's some things that I'm not going to do. Go with a 1. I should probably go with like a really dark color rather than just the same old, because I'm not going to be adding as much shadows. So, where's the brow gonna... Brow's gonna end... Duplicate. I browse. There we go. And it's gonna like end there, rotate. Delicate strokes. Remove the outline. I don't imagine like an orc would have like the most perfectly groomed eyebrows. They're orcs, so but still. Okay, so oh no, not text. Pretty decent. Highlights 14. I'm actually gonna go for like a blackish color just so that I can outline the eye. I don't know, because I think that looks slightly better. Almost. Okay. R, rotate. Let's see here. New. Soft light. Let's go with soft light. I'm gonna go with this really soft yellowish color just because. Well, at least for right now. I'm gonna apply that here. We can also want it a bit more. Cool. Add this to the color palette just so that I have it, just in case I want to duplicate it again. Okay. Okay, I think that's a good red. Go with this color here. tones. There we go. Whoops. I wanted that color just not there. This is gonna be a bit darker, so I can be a bit more heavy-handed on that. And that's not like because she has a black eye or anything. That's usually the way, so this side can be a little bit lighter. A bit darker toward the corner. Definitely blend it out. Go with this red. The idea is to add some like blushing to the areas so that it gives it more life. Of course, to blend it out. Just so it's not as like in your face, kind of harsh. I don't want it harsh. I'm gonna add a little bit of the light bluish color to the in corner of the eyes a bit more. Actually, I can just blend it because I have a plenty amount of color. Take this color. And this is where I'm going to kind of use this to my advantage. There we go. And just blend that a bit more. Add a little bit this to the chin. Blend that out by like a lot. Get this. Because it also works as a pretty decent highlighter as well. Man, that's nice. Let's go with this area. Watercolor. And it's more to get like a slight darker shadow this way. Because I want more obvious signs that, like, she has a cheek there. And there's a bit more depth. $20. Let's go with white highlights. accidentally forgot to switch to a different brush. Gotta get that blended out. Okay. On that out a bit more. Oh yeah, I forgot. There are a few places that I really need this highlighter to, maybe not as bright, but no. There we go. Okay. Blend that up by like a lot. This one I'm not going to blend out as much, just because I don't feel like it needs it. And also for that side, I want the color to be more of that color. I think it looks good. Huh. So, I'm gonna go with the, this layer. I'll go with like this grayish color. Watercolor tool is so much better in this case. Makes it easier to layer the stuff that I want. And I can just straight up blend. This eye will be darker than the other one. Get a smaller version of this brush just so that and get to this side. Go for a 12 on the blender. This eye can be lighter because it is more in the light. Blend that out. But you have to make sure that there is some sort of shadow at the top. Otherwise, it's just not going to make any sense. Nice. Duplicate layer. I keep forgetting that I can do this because I haven't done that in a while, so let's go with erase that. Oh yeah, I forgot. Color palette. Add that color. Perfect. Okay. Blend that out. Perfect. I think that looks really good. But then again, I am biased. Go with this color so I can 17. Okay, because the white highlights are perfectly in sync with the eyes, I'm going... Oh, wait. I need a smaller brush. I like the gouache brush because you don't need to do that much in order to get the highlights to look as good. So it means less blending for me. Now she still needs the fangs. No, tusk. Whatever those are. I don't know. Cool. So I can't do that because I did that distinctly because duplicate layer, teeth, and I'm just gonna delete those. Okay, I'm gonna have it like a very off-white. Because even human teeth are not that pearly white when you get down to it. So, remove the outline. Okay, good. So, I'm gonna go for this. Watercolor. The implications being, and of course just like a slight shadow, because that would give it more of a 3D effect. Make it look better in general. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's already in shadow, so that's fine. But more of a dark line to signify that perfect. I see that a lot. Anyway, go with that. Oops, undo. Let's go with color palette. And new color. I like that color. I'm gonna use this for like the shading of the teeth. I don't want it too far. Let's go with... Okay, so I'm gonna have to go and... Okay, that's fine. So... time to, like, modify the neck at least, because that would look best. Again, this side is gonna be darker, but blocking out the color. And there we go. Get to this color. Just because it's a really nice color, and I genuinely think that it really helps with adding more depth. So, blend that out. So we have part of Bog done, at least part of the face. So we should also get some of the hair done as well. I'm lazy when it comes to ears because, frankly, I'd rather do that last. I always usually do anyway, so there's that. Hair, let's go with this color. And blocking the color out. Always the best strategy. Give that a light bit amount of color. I just need something over there. Oh, right. 15, because I don't want it to... Mostly just to get a little bit. I don't want it too blended out. Perfect. Go with the richest color so that way I can go here, do 3. And that gives me the ability to add very basic streaks in the hair. That. Whoa. Oopsie. That part I liked, that part I don't like that much, so I'm just gonna undo all of it. Ah, here we go. That makes it so much easier. Haha. Not like a lot of this detail will be seen, like, especially here, but it's more about, because it'll be noticeable if it's not there. You're not going to be able to see all the detail, but it's still, like, important to have something, because it does add some texture in general, and it becomes more obvious when we go further up where it is. When I get up here, I'm going to delete it and then do a different setting, so that way I can give the impression that that is a bun. Okay, so head back to here. Let's head back down. Let's see here. Flip horizontally. And that's more just so that I can, like, do the hair at a much better angle. There. I am going to take a quick break, and I will be back in a moment. Okay, and I am back. Get that hair. I'm not the best at hair, to be perfectly honest. Hair is just one of those things where I'm just not as familiar with. That being said, I also want some of that, so oh. Actually, I like that as soft light. Then I can add some of these as like highlights. instead of using like the really light color one for this side, I'm just gonna use like the standard color because it's gonna seem really light anyway. And there's not gonna be as many of these light strands, just because of the nature of where the hair is. Now to work on the side of like the ear so that it's more coherent. Let's go with this. Blend this out a bit. Where at? Go back to the outline. New. And blend that out. This part is especially going to be dark considering the fact that it is not facing the light really at all. Remove the outline for a second. Blend it out. This gives a really nice variation in texture. Let's go with 17. Blend that out. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. Outline. This isn't going to be as dark just because it is predominantly in the light. So Let's go with removing the outline. Go with a 5. And I'm going to do the scar real quick. Tones, highlights. New. Gonna go with a darker color just because. And because it's above. Oh, no. Undo. I meant... There we go. Now, the thing about scars is that I don't want it like too perfect. I just want it to have like a slight... As a proud owner of a scar, new, we're gonna go with this color. Gonna go with gouache. Make it like a slightly bigger. Get another dark color. Go with a 6 just so that I can do that real quick. This side can be blended out more. This side I don't want too blended because In fact, I might just... Yeah, I think that looks better. 2. And then that's just to add a... to give the highlight a bit more of a... This is a raised thing. Because I don't want it to be too... Nope. That was the wrong color. Too much out of the lines. And give that quick blend. I think that's pretty good. Okay. Let's... I'm going to... Kneaded eraser. Do that. And just so that, like, this area looks... a lot more highlights. I don't need it too bright, but I do need some more brightness. I think that looks good for today. Now, let me go to here. All right, so, oh wait, yeah, so anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. There we go. I am going to raid DH Dunn. Where's my, if I can. He is playing The Long Dark. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice night. Have a nice day. Wherever you are, just have a good one. And now, on to the raid.
Oh, wait, we're getting raided. Hang on.